Sup world. So this is my Barrage Endgame guide. A lot of people have been asking about making a Barrage build because many people like Multishot, including myself. So this is probably the closest thing that I could create to Multishot, and it's actually pretty fun to play. If you're coming from, let's say, penetrating shot, this is kind of like a really easy transition in case you want to try this over penetrating shot. And I have a lot of fun playing as well as putting this together. So in this guide, we're going to go over the Paragon board, the gear, and as well as the skills. So let's dive on in. Barrage is a neat skill that can be played mid-range or up close, allowing you access to decent AoE clear and single target damage by shotgunning all of your arrows into one target. This makes Barrage a very versatile skill that's a jack of all trades but master of none. It is possible to play with either combo points or inner sight, but for this guide, we're building with combo points so you can get the extra arrows that really makes it feel like a multi-shot type build. For the skills, we take Puncture for our basic skill, as we'll need to be mid-range at the maximum to make sure all of our barrage shots hit something. We take Barrage for our core skill, and we pick up Sturdy and Siphoning Strike passives. It might seem kind of weird to take those on a bow build, but the close tag is not melee range and is in fact several feet away from your character. Since there are times that you'll be shotgunning single targets, this is a great way to get some healing. We take Shadow Step to break out of crowd control, but you can use Dash if you prefer. We pick up Weapon Mastery passives here as well. We take Dark Shroud mainly for the movement speed, as we'll be able to stack shrouds without ever having to use it on our bar. More on that later though. And we want to take Exploit and Malice passives here too. Move on to take Shadow and Cold imbuements and pick up the Precision imbuement passive. We take Shadow Clone for our final slot, although this is a free slot and can be whatever you feel works best for you. I generally take Shadow Clone here because it's a great way to break out of crowd control, and the clone with Barrage is actually not bad on big packs. Your mileage may vary. We pick up Innervation, Adrenaline Rush, and Haste passives. For our key passive, we take Precision. Victimize also works, but Precision is an overall better pick. All right, so let's go over the gear real quick. First, I want to say that if you're coming from, let's say, penetrating shot, rogue, you're going to have most of the same aspects and most of the same gear too as well. Mainly because of the fact that it's still combo point based. At least this particular variation is combo point based. With that said, you're going to be looking for most of the same stats. On your weapons and ring, you're going to always want vulnerable damage, crit damage to imbue skills, and core skills on the weapon. On your rings, you want to get rid of the core damage for crit chance. Not saying the other stats are bad, but those are the primary stats that you want to try to go for. Whatever that your build can proc for DPS. In terms of your chest and your pants, you want to go all defensive or as much defense as you possibly can. You're going to be very tempted to take offense on your chest. Please don't do so. The in-game stuff is relatively difficult, so you don't want to build too glassy for that. So you want to take, damage versus distance, damage versus close enemies. You want to take damage reduction and armor percent. Those are probably the best stats that you're going to be able to find on pants and chest. And of course, maybe 1 or 2 rolls of damage, reduced damage while you're injured, because of course we're injured, well, quite a lot. So in terms of the helm is concerned, you do want attack speed and you want life on kill, because we do not have much sustain as range rogues. And then of course on the boots, movement speed. And amulet can kind of be a mixture of both. You can actually get defense and offense on the amulet. That's going to be kind of your choice. All right, so let's go over the aspects real quick. And a lot of the aspects, again, you're borrowing from penetrating shot, so this should be rather quick. Going with the 2-hand crossbow, I have the edge master here. You can do the barrage aspect if you want for more ricochets. I just tend to like to hit just a little bit harder, but that's a personal preference. You do whatever you want to do there. Condemnation dagger, self-explanatory. Here, the rapid aspect, this is going to help you generate combo points faster and make your rogue feel more fluid. Here I took Barrage. Of course, like I said before, you can swap out between the two, whichever one. It's up to you, personal preference. Here I took Energizing Band. I don't like running out of resources when I'm fighting against elites, which tends to happen quite often, and also boss fights. So I kind of took this here. You can pick a different aspect if you want. This is just a personal preference too as well. This one I actually want to talk about the amulet, because the Umbras aspect is something that's really unique to bow rogues, because you can actually generate Dark Shroud shadows, lucky hit chance on crit to do so. And this allows you to actually take a 7th skill and not have Dark Shroud on your bar. You don't even have to put any points into Dark Shroud to get Dark Shroud procs. So in battle, this actually procs quite frequently with both Barrage and Penetrating Shot actually, which allows for more sustain or defense sustain in battle. And it's been pretty nice to kind of have here. I used to put out offensive aspects here, but I'm realizing more and more that having a pretty big utility or defense value here is just going to go a much longer rate, even for bow rogues, right? So moving on, we have the Might, which is self-explanatory. We shoot basic attacks, we get damage reduction. Here we stack as we continue to attack with the disobedience aspect, so also self-explanatory here. Aspect of the expectant, of course, great for combo points. Shoot 3 times, get, you know, hopefully maximum value if you get a good roll. Pants here, I took the Cheats Adventure. You will be slowing with your code imbues, so that's going to help you, give you some pretty nice damage reduction. So I like that here. And I had the Penitent Greaves boots. These are pretty much best in slot with the chill. It's going to allow you to be able to kite if you have to more effectively because you get a free chill, and also some bonuses to Frigid Fitness passive if you want to choose to take that as well. So for gems, of course, emeralds, sapphires work too as well if you want, but emeralds is probably going to be more consistent, especially versus single target. Skulls in the jewelry slot, just because skulls are best in slot. And we take the topaz because a lot of times when we are taking damage or we're about to die is usually because we're crowd control. So we want to try to get as much crowd control reduction to fight against those things. So that is our gear. For our Paragon board, we take Prime, Resilience, Lawless, and Skillful nodes in the starter board. I will come back and pick up Resilience last for your final points rather than on the way. We socket the Combat Glyph. We then connect the Cunning Stratagem board and pick up Lawless, Finisher, Dominant, and Denial nodes. We also take Cunning Stratagem Legendary node as it gives Barrage a few more arrows when you fire it at 3 combo points. Slot the Exploit Glyph. Since this is the most important glyph, you want to level this to level 15 as soon as possible so you can get the bonus from the surrounding rare nodes without having to do a complete Paragon board swap at 100. We then connect the Eldritch Bounty board and take Potent, Dosage, Ready Supply, and Imbuer nodes. We also pick up the Eldritch Bounty Legendary node. We then slot the Infusion Glyph. We connect Tricks of the Trade board and take Havoc, Focus, and Lawless nodes. We slot the Ranger Glyph here. We then connect the No Witness board and take Ruin, Knowledge, and Training nodes. Socket the Candy Glyph. And this concludes my Barrage Endgame build guide. If you want to see more guides like this or more guides pertaining to Rogue or even just any generalistic content for Diablo 4, please comment below. I stream every single day, so make sure that you check out my stream at twitch.tv/Dioxide. Hope to see you there. And as always, till next time.